Iran built three layers of destruction. First, the choke ring, a plan to destroy Israel through the Axis. The second, a plan to destroy Israel through a missile threat. And the third, a plan to destroy Israel through a nuclear threat. You cannot occupy the Middle East without destroying Israel. And if there is no Israel,
مرگ بر آمریکا، مرگ بر اسرائیل.
And at the moment, the burden of responsibility is on all of us. But more than anything, it is on the shoulders of one person who led to the acceptance of a historic decision. You, Prime Minister, I want, on behalf of all of us, on behalf of all the people of Israel and the friends of Israel in the world, to thank you for this.
thank you very much. First of all, I would like to express my deep appreciation and a thank you to you, Defense Minister Israel Katz, to you, Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir, and to you, members of the IDF, for the perfect execution of the missions that we established in the people of Tel Aviv and beyond. The Jewish people lost the ability to resist its attacks during the years of our exile. We became a flying bird in the wind, a people that experienced raids, pogroms, murders. In the end, the murder was the greatest murder in history. When, 130 years ago, Zionist fathers rose up, and especially Herzl, most of them did not think that with the establishment of the State of Israel, the attacks on the Jewish people would cease, but that we would use the state and military force to resist the attacks on us. And this is the line that separates between generations of Jewish history and what is happening in our generation. The establishment of the state and the establishment of the IDF, Iran created a threat to us that was no less powerful and even greater than the Arab pan-Iraqi threat that threatened us in its entirety. And it still threatens us. I thought 40 years ago, and certainly 35 years ago, that the greatest threat to humanity is the connection between a nuclear bomb and an Islamist regime, or the connection between an Islamist regime and a nuclear bomb. But Iran did not comply with this, because they built 3 layers of destruction. First, the choke ring, a plan to destroy Israel through the Axis. The second, a plan to destroy Israel through a missile threat. And the third, a plan to destroy Israel through a nuclear threat. This is the regime's deterrent. This is not the only reason they want to destroy us, and we are not their main goal. But in order to achieve their main goals, they must destroy us. You cannot occupy the Middle East without destroying Israel. And if there is no Israel, the Middle East will collapse immediately. The state of Israel was given to a man who has 2 cancer cells. One, the nuclear threat, and the other, the missile threat. And if you do not recognize them, you will die. It may be that you will recognize them and they will return as you deal with cancer. But if you do not recognize them, we will die. Therefore, there was no question here. We had to accept this decision, and the way it was accepted, on the one hand, on the political level, on the other hand, on the Israeli level, in a leadership that is out of the ordinary. Yours, in improvement, is out of the ordinary. The question arose about the United States, and I told you that we would do everything to bring them on board, but that is not a condition. But all of this was not possible, and it is not the great and brilliant action that will be written in the hearts of our people. In my opinion, it will be written in the history of the world, certainly in the history of the armies, which, in my opinion, everyone will come to learn. It has great implications for our economy. We already feel it.